So I'm going to make a motion. No, you can move up.
No, people dragged some chairs from that first row.
No, perfect.
Yes.
So I'm going to make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So we were in executive session interviewing a couple of candidates for the zoning revision committee. And with that, we'll move on to the rest of our meeting. Catherine, did I see you come in? Oh, there you are, front and center. So I'm going to ask you to take a mic, and it's on, and speak right into it.
How's that sound? Doesn't seem like it's on.
It doesn't, it isn't to amplify here, it's for Zoom.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right then. Hi, I'm Catherine Teagan, and I'm here with some members of our planning subcommittee from the Housing Committee, Howard Kagan and John Huber. And we're here to update the town board on our most recent work, which is, oh, and Lisa Kirk's here too. Most recent work, specifically the proposal we've been working on to move forward with the American Rescue Plan Act funds from the federal government. These were allocated by the town board for housing last year. The committee did extensive outreach this year to find out how the community wants to create more homes. We conducted listening sessions, a survey, and a community workshop. Repeatedly, we heard these suggestions from the community. Look at town-owned land for housing, conserve open space, and consider sites in the town hamlet, but also in areas outside the town center. The Housing Committee has been working on a spreadsheet of town-owned properties, and we examined each one for housing potential. We also worked closely with Dennis Doyle and Kai Lord Farmer from the Ulster County Planning Department to evaluate the sites. As a result of these efforts, we are suggesting that we take a closer look at 7 properties, which are the Mountain View parking lot, the Rock City Road parking lot, 2 parcels on Xena Highwoods Road, 31 acres in Xena, 2441 Route 212, and Woodstock Commons, which may have additional property available for housing, depending on wetlands delineation. Currently, we do not know the feasibility of building housing on any of these sites, so it makes sense to gather the data we need to move forward with 1 or 2 of them. Let's use these federal funds to find out once and for all if any of these properties are suitable for housing. And if they are not suitable, the town can conserve them as open space. In order to use the funds, the town will be sending a request for proposals to engineering and architectural firms that have a track record in designing affordable homes. The RFP will request the following 3 phases of work. 1, a preliminary overview of the 7 parcels that will help us winnow the list down to 2 or 3 sites. 2, surveys and appropriate engineering and environmental studies for the 2 to 3 most promising parcels. And 3, site concept plans for 1 or 2 parcels. We'll be consulting the town board at each step of this process and keeping the community informed. At the end of this process, we will know what are the best 1 or 2 town-owned properties to build housing on, based on the environmental and engineering surveys. By creating site concept plans, the engineering and architectural firm will show us how many units could be positioned on the site without sacrificing views or altering the character of the town. We'll know how water and sewer or septic can be brought in and how much that will cost. We need to commit these funds to a firm by the end of this year, otherwise we will lose them. The RFP will be posted for bids in the next week. Thank you for your support, and let us know if you have questions.
Thank you. So you and I talked the other day. I think you answered most of my questions, but
Yeah.
I'm very excited about seeing this move forward. I mean, this is what I envisioned when we dedicated the funds last year. I will also say that during at least one of the public hearings on the zoning amendments, a lot of folks um, talked about a Rupco-like project, and that's what we should focus on. And I think I even said at the end of the meeting, I'm so glad to hear people embracing Rupco because I think it's a great idea. I'm excited about this. I'm excited that the town can participate in this. So please, with all speed.
I just want to thank you for coming forward and giving us a very concise and excellent presentation of what the committee is planning to do with the funding that I was in full support of and voted for. I'm glad to hear that you are looking at land that the town of Woodstock itself, the people in Woodstock, own. I am so happy to hear that this is a place where we can say we want affordable housing and the town will be the first to step up and look at all of its properties. I really do appreciate that. I look forward to seeing what more develops. Thank you very much.
Nick, write down, Bill and Bennett agree.
It's time you stop writing everything that Bill tells you.
Ooh, that was nasty. Laura.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful idea because getting professionals in, there's been a lot of action by the housing committee. And as Bill says, when we heard people come forward about the housing proposal, a lot of statements were, hey, you can really get some more affordable housing if we put some on town-owned land. And so there's a perfect solution, I think, to get some professionals in to give us professional answers so we can move forward. And I was at an event over the weekend and Michelle Hinchy was there, and I thought I heard her talking about the state or was it Michelle? I forget which person it was that said this, but somebody thinking of what can we do in the area? We don't want some 300 unit building, but can we put some 20 unit or less buildings? And I thought it was Michelle talking about that. So we may be able to, as we get forward and figure out where things can get built, we may be able to go to some of our officials higher up, county or state, who may be able to, we may be able to partner to go to the next steps after this. This is the perfect first step, however.
Thank you very much for the presentation, for moving the work forward. I think everybody knows that I'm in support of affordable housing and ran on that platform. So this makes me really happy to see. I encourage you to, as the group moves forward, to keep in mind green technologies, phased approaches, and different types of housing so that people are not forced into one type of a home, right? So let's try to keep it Woodstock. And with that said, is there anything that you need from the town board, any support that you need? And also, can you talk a little bit about timing?
Sorry. Thanks, Melanie. I put a schedule in the letter that I sent to you. I mean, we're trying to get the bids. We need to pick the firm by the end of the year. So I think actually looking at my schedule again today, we need to give them a little more time to flesh out their proposals. So I might extend the deadline into December for our decision. But we really do want to get this out in the next week. And, you know, then we'll get interest and then we'll give them like 6 weeks to develop their proposals. And then we'll come back together and decide who we want to pick to do the work. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, I do want to say before we pass the mic to Maria Elena, thank you so much to you and everybody on the housing committee. I know it's kind of a grueling effort. It's been a lot of years and, you know, progress is there. So thank you all for the work that you do and bringing these ideas forward because we appreciate you. Thank you.
Maria Elena?
Yes, I just want to echo what Bennett said. I appreciate all of their hard work as well as looking at town-owned lands to build on and in keeping with, you know, sustainability, just like the home share program with already existing homes. You know, I'm excited for this as well. And I think it'll be great for our community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Thank you.
Run with it. So I will just mention, I'll bring it up now because Maria Elena and Bennett had both mentioned about home share and bringing them up. We do have some funds that were earmarked for low-cost loans for AUDs, and that's not going to happen. So that money's coming back into the pot. So you should consider that. We're going to ask home share, and then the first meeting in October, not where we present the budget, but the first official meeting, we'll be talking about that. So you may want to come and be part of that.
Based on the proposals that we get back, and they'll put their budget in, and then we can decide how to best use those funds.
Right.
So, yeah, so I don't know if it'll be 200,000 or more or less. I really don't know.
Okay.
So, yeah, thanks
Thank
so
you
much,
so
Bill.
much. Okay, I'm going to move on to some resolutions then. Be it resolved to accept the resolution of George Clapper from the Youth Center Recreation as Youth Center Recreation Aid effective August 25th, 2024. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved to accept the resignation of Lauren Motzkin as Youth Center Recreation Aid effective August 16th, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to hire Jeremy Tart as Youth Center Recreation Aide effective September 11th, 2024, an hourly rate of $19.72. All in favor?
Aye.
Be it resolved to waive the building permit fee for the Historical Society building. Any questions?
Well, so I know we're talking about waiving fees for other things, but why, I mean.
That's why I asked any question.
So this is a normal thing. I mean, we don't charge them for their building, right? So it's a normal thing, or is it something different?
Everybody pays the fee. I think in this instance, the reason we would want to consider is that the building.
That's like the building permit for their project.
For their building, yes.
Gotcha.
But the reason I would suggest we waive the building fee is because it is on town property. Ultimately, it becomes a town building, so the town benefits. So I think it's not unreasonable.
This ties into when they came to us previously with their plan.
Yes, yes. So now they've gone, the whole thing's gone through the process, and they've got all their approvals.
So do we need to vote on this, or could you just waive it?
No, I can't waive fees.
You can't waive
No.
building permit fees?
No. So we have to vote on it. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Be it resolved to accept the resignation of Michael Colber, Aaron Moran, and Bob Wolf from the Woodstock Environmental Commission effective September 10th, 2024, and be it further resolved to thank Michael, Aaron, and Bob for their service. All in favor?
Aye.
So we do have, we talked before about zoning revision committee, and typically when we set this up, part of the goal was to have somebody from the zoning board of appeals or from the planning board on there, as both those committees, both those boards deal with the zoning. We do have somebody, Joe Bellick, who's been on the ZBA for about 5 years now, who's interested in serving. So I'll offer a resolution.
But we need to interview him,
Well, we did interview him when we put him on the ZBA.
but now it's a different committee, it's zoning revision.
Correct. I'm fine with not interviewing him. He's done a great job on the zoning board.
I've spoken with him, he's been to zoning revision committee meetings, and the two existing members both are, they know him and are totally 100% confident that he will be an asset.
Mhm. When we put Connor on, I mean, we didn't interview him because he was coming over from the zoning board, or excuse me, the planning board. So.
We interviewed, when we put this on the TRC, I don't think we interviewed anything.
we
It
may-
does say that we're supposed to interview every one of them. I mean, and he is going to a new committee. Look, I know Joe's working. I think it's great,
Mhm.
and I support that. But
Well,
I'm not talking about
It-
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about we need to do our work. We need to interview the person.
Well, again,
who's gonna
Bennett,
be on the committee.
we have from
That's
time
all
to
I'm saying.
time waived interviews. It's not an absolute requirement. I'm fine with Joe. I've known him We interviewed him when we put him on the zoning board of appeals. He's done a good job there. If two other people are happy, we can move forward. If not, if everybody wants to interview him next week,
This is just like when Chris
So-
Compton got on the Woodstock Environmental Commission. We should interview everybody.
Mhm. So be it resolved to appoint Joe Bellick to the zoning revision committee effective September 10th, 2024.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Jackie, public be heard?
I have actually a resolution I'd like to consider before public be heard.
Let's see it. Yes, you can.
This is whereas the Woodstock Symphony Orchestra is celebrating its
Bennett, you may want to speak into the mic.
Whereas the Woodstock Symphony Orchestra is celebrating its 45th year, be it resolved, the town of Woodstock become an official sponsor of the Woodstock Symphony Orchestra and disperse $750 from the town's unappropriated fund balance.
This is second.
I second that.
I move to table this for another week because Nuala and I are working on putting a list together. So do I have a second for the table?
I said a second from Zoom,
Yes. You said a second for the motion itself.
the motion,
So,
yes.
The first vote to table, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No,
No,
So the motion is off the table.
But but we do need to, anytime we're going to spend money, we do as a board
Mhm.
need to all understand not just the one item, but where it fits in the whole
Mhm.
picture. And there is a whole picture of, I think what Bill and Nuala are looking at is of the different groups we may want to give money to. We want to have a whole picture there, not just pick here and pick there
Mhm.
out of context. It all needs to be done in context.
And the list I'm compiling does include them in there, so we will get back to that.
So I do have one or two quick questions.
Okay.
I know we need to go publicly heard. So at what point will we set, because you mentioned the budget coming up in October, at what point will we set our dates that we need to be available to meet?
We always, so the budget needs to be presented. I present the budget to Jackie at the end of September. She presents it to the board. It's usually like the first Tuesday, sometime between the 1st and the 5th. And it's at that meeting that everybody.
But
brings
when you
their-
say not the first meeting, which is the second Tuesday, but the
first
first
week,
Tuesday.
Yes.
The first, so the first Tuesday in October, does anybody have their,
usually during the day.
yeah, does anybody have their calendar handy to know what, because if I need to be available, I just want to make sure I know.
Call me tomorrow. I have to
Okay.
check because it's prescribed by law.
Right.
So it's not necessarily a Tuesday. It could be a Monday.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then the other question I have just, is the first. Okay. So it could be,
So it could be a Wednesday or a Thursday.
okay. Okay. So we'll have to
Or
work.
call me. It's actually,
Okay.
if you have your talk of the town, it's in there.
Yeah, okay, so we'll get that worked out.
Mhm.
The other thing is, I know the youth center, will the youth center be presenting to us next week? And if so,
Yes.
will all the people fit in this room?
I'm going to talk to them tomorrow about
Okay.
that. We may be moving the meeting over to the community center.
Yeah, okay,
At which it most likely will not be on Zoom, but we will film it.
Record.
Melanie will be there and record it, and then it can go back up
Okay.
on YouTube.
okay, thanks, those are my items.
Okay.
Before we go to public, can I just make?
Sure.
Did you want a mic?
Use the mic.
So I'm going to look back here. I'm not going to look at anybody in particular, but we are under renovation up here. Everybody sees the work that's being done. I would like to ask anybody and everybody, please park in the parking lot. Do not park along the grass. They're going to be seeding that area. And right now it's in pretty tough shape with a lot of people just parking up here. So if we could park in the parking lots, it would be greatly appreciated so we can get the grass down. Thank you.
Jackie, thanks for that, and thank you for reminding me. So the other thing is, within the next week or two, they are going to be starting to work on the roof on this building. And of course, they're going to be tearing off the slate, which, a slate's how? Ow. Yeah, we're going to buy you a helmet.
No, they'll be out there. Everybody that wants to enter.
So what I would ask, they're going to start on one side. When they do, they're going to put up caution fencing. I imagine they'll start in the back here, so the back entrance will be off limits. I just ask everybody to, pay attention to the fencing. so that nobody gets hurt. They'll do that and then they'll move around and they'll do the front. So with that,
One person,
public
public
speaker,
speaker, Lisa Granville.
Lisa.
Oh, I just wanted to know, are they going to replace the slate on the roof?
They are. So what not with real slate, they're using a composite, thank you, Bennett, composite simulated slate that looks really good. But that's what they're doing.
They can't like make you state most of that slate and add some slate to the store?
No. Well, this meets the historic criteria. The state did look.
Plus, I think CSAC might have something.
I think some of the nice
interesting to be
pieces
involved
are
with
going to be
doing.
used as a fundraiser by CSAC to raise money for the property here. So, Lisa,
Okay.
just use a mic there.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi. This is not about local. Oh, duh.
I want to sing a King song now instead. I mean, that would be much more entertaining, right? And of course, the Wheel of Fortune hosting is very important. But Humpty Dumpty here, this is Donald Trump as a child or teenager. And I really want to just say that the horrific stuff of Gaza, to me, Gaza is disgusting. But the United States has been known for a long time to be horrific with foreign affairs. And domestically, Kamala Harris has a lot going on and has been working with the track record of it also. She's not some innocent person with some of the prosecution things. Even if it was just somebody else, if it was Biden, this is a very dangerous man. Donald Trump is from his childhood. This explains a lot of it. This is written by his niece. And there's been a man, and more than one, I think, who have tracked his so-called career for decades. And having grown up in Queens and been in Manhattan and had to experience firsthand this guy's idiocy, what he does to things, it's really, really important not to go for him. And not to do a write-in vote, because it will never at this point override things. I mean, if this guy gets in, you think what Kamala Harris is going to do with Gaza is bad, this guy's far worse. Okay, I wish I could think of a good joke. I guess the Kings thing was good enough, like I could sing, right?
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Danny, did you want to add to that? Come on up. Minutes. Go.
So I'm coming to talk about a little bit about the TV station.
Okay. I hear you got sound back on.
Not not the normal one.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
It has to be. I think you have to hire that guy, and
We did.
because they have to
Did.
really all the you did already.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's
working
good.
on it.
Now, I asked you a couple of times already about the doors, that they have to have stoppers. I have to put stones underneath.
You got a long list. I forgot about stoppers. Okay.
That's right. That both
Jackie,
doors,
can you remind me to ask Al to do stoppers tomorrow?
both doors have to have stoppers, or something that can't really be,
Okay.
we can keep. Huh? Yeah, well, now you are building so much, maybe, you can find a couple of stoppers. And the other thing is like, there's a town, the producer, I would like to have a DVD that, that we can, record from this town meeting. I think it's very important to have it on the TV station for a whole week, I know that people call me to tell me that, they watch the TV, they would like to watch the town board meeting, that some people cannot go
But I
out.
think Eric is going to try and look and see if there's a way we can do it on a thumb drive and then give you the thumb drive, which is
The
better
thumb drive, but we don't know, if the station can use it.
well, that's what I think he's
That's,
going to look
that's
at
what
that.
that guy is
Yeah.
going to help
Yes.
us, perhaps.
Yes.
But
Perhaps.
me,
Perhaps
perhaps,
not.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Meantime, we have the DVDs. I think we have to really, like you are trying to, make progress in a lot of things. We can do some advances.
That's
also.
why we need to go to
Because
thumb
that
drive.
guy that is going to fix the cables, he was telling about the thumb drives too.
Yes,
you
good.
know.
So he and I think alike.
Huh?
He and I think alike.
Yeah, maybe,
maybe.
maybe. Well, I hope so. I hope, he can fix the sound that it's very important
Fingers
right now.
crossed.
And to fix the whole, cable thing.
Okay.
But the town board meeting, I think is very important to really,
Okay.
to have a copy.
Fingers crossed.
And then I wanted to, tell you that I'm terribly sorry that I didn't bring a bottle of wine for both of you that you agree before. So that we can.
Do you
all,
like do you like red or white, Bennett?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I think we have one more. Dee Dee. Where's Dee Dee? Did you want to speak? Okay. Well, it is the end of the meeting. Yes, it was. Come up and use the mic. Okay, you're on.
Okay, I was disturbed to read in the Hudson Valley one that you had made an agreement with this company to basically give away a space 4 feet by 4 feet by 4 feet in the town hall, which is a space that is our space and should not be given away without any kind of public hearing, public discussion. For many years, I was on the board that was the committee on telecommunications, and we discussed trying to get the Wi-Fi in town, et cetera. And I just feel that there really needs to be a committee that is the telecommunications committee. But also I feel that this is a wrong to give away this without any discussion. One of the things, I guess, that was supposed to be the bargain was that you were going to get free Wi-Fi. Well, most cable franchises include that free Wi-Fi for the town. Have you ever gotten anything like that from Spectrum?
But it's not nearly the same quality.
They have the ability to do the same quality. You can demand, that could be part of the franchise. When towns make agreements with any telecommunications entity, they have to have proper information. There has to be public discussion in terms of what benefits the town has. And I missed most of Fanny's talk, but our public access is an embarrassment. It's really, and it's not the people. This is a highly technical town with many talented people, and it's the fact that you have to go to the police to get the key. That itself is a question. There needs to be a staff person, and most other towns. I urge anybody here who wants to see what the potential would be, is to go to Falmouth, Massachusetts, which is a very similar town to us. It's a town
In a
that
different
is-
state.
It's in a different state, and they were able to actually, the cable company built a center which includes a gallery. They
Okay.
have art shows, they have performances.
Okay, Dee Dee.
And we have nothing. We have like a little shed on the side of the community center.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Well, I hope we can really think about these things, and I hope you don't give away, because what they want
Dee Dee,
is to
thank you.
they can't they'll put an advertisement in the town in the town green. That's what you said, oh, they'll have a space where you can get off. Like
Okay.
New York City,
All right.
they're about advertising.
Anybody, anything else from the town board? Move to adjourn? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.